Yeah.
I was going to say great then, but it's not great.
No, it is great because I'm functional.
But I say great. What I mean is, it's great that you're not arsed about talking about it. You're happy in the fact that it's working for you. But a lot of it's feel as well. Like I keep making the connection to the horses, but for me, you can't teach feel. Get out of it.
You absolute bloody casual. Get used to it,
I'm 39 years in the game, bro. Welcome to my world.
I'll tell you what, falling from this height hurts a lot more, I can tell you.
I'll give you that. But you see all this...
more than Ricky's lifelong...
I could rinse a lot of people.
Yeah.
Get some swords... with me with the horses back in the day. I tried to ride so many different horses.
Hold on.
No, I'm being fucking hear me out. But when you all the promoters that are not booking me go
for rolled tips.
I'll try my best.
Yeah.
I know what I'm like. I get stabby.
I mean, I train in places like Coventry, so come on, it could be far worse. But no, it's...
he took my sticks off me. I have never felt so unstable. Welcome back to another episode of the Unstable Podcast with me, Ricky Balsaw. We've got something a little bit different for you today. We've got Richard Hughes. Hello, Richard. Thank you very much for joining us.
No, my pleasure.
I'm not going to get this wrong, so why don't you tell them who you are and what you do?
Yeah, no. So I run... Whatever that was.
There's an outtake.
Yeah, we'll take that.
Yeah. Do you know what winds me? Sorry, I'm going off on one now. It really pisses me off that I have to rely on something for balance that has no balance itself. like what? How does that work? Together, we're unbeatable. Individually, we're shite.
It's a bit of irony.
Yeah, it just winds me up. Sorry, I interrupted you.
I'm a perfect human. Just need to add coffee, and I'm absolutely fine. It's exactly the same way.
Yeah, I interrupted you then, Rich.
No, it's not a problem at all.
Am I right to call you Rich?
Yeah, no problem at all.
Cool.
I've been called far worse in my time.
Same. On stage daily. So, sorry, tell me, or tell them rather, what it is you do.
So I run a historical fencing company, which teaches historical martial arts to a wide bunch of people. We've got about 200 people on the books now, across 8 locations.
Yeah.
So we use, grab one for you, stuff like this.
Yeah, we've actually got weapons in the studio today.
So go on, and I'll get your hands on that one.
Hey, now there's a line I never thought would be said. Get your hands on this.
So
there's just something that you feel just quite powerful.
Oh yeah,
holding that.
I think the best recruitment.
Point that to this camera, to your camera.
I think the best recruitment drive we ever did.
That looks sick.
Is that the thumbnail right there?
Yeah. So the best.
Fuck you. All the comedians that are giving me shit out there, all the promoters that are not booking me, go fuck yourself. Yeah.
Stop hitting.
Otherwise, me and Richard are going to come round and use these.
I'll talk about that right later. Don't worry.
Okay, cool. But no, these are. I mean, it's a lot heavier than I thought it'd be.
Yeah, no, I mean they are.
I don't know why I thought a long piece of metal would be light. But the balance is it's more in the handle than it is on the blade.
Oh,
it's
completely.
That's a lot heavier than I imagined.
That is by design. I mean, the fun one is you flip it round, you feel where all the weight is at the end, so you can hold it.
Sorry, there you go. Oh, is this gonna?
In 3, 2, 1. Feel where all the weight is right at the end.
Yeah.
So that'd be something if you had something like an axe, where all the weight would be at the other end of the weapon.
The blade, yeah. I'll put that down because I don't want to break it. There you go.
Prop that there for myself.
So it's sort of, say it again, it's medieval fencing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So think what you have with modern Olympic fencing, just we're using a very different weapon with slight change in the rules.
Okay. And
it's not a huge amount of difference.
Right.
But when you have big chunky weapons like this, and we've got shields, axes, pole arms, extra daggers.
Yeah.
Suddenly the fencing becomes a lot more complicated.
Okay.
Which is fascinating for me.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've seen, this is probably not what you do at all, but I've seen these things online where they basically have they're dressed up as knights and they've got the swords and their shields and they're in like a boxing ring and they're just beating the shit out of each other.
So that's a different element of the sport called
but that is related.
It's tangential, I'd say. So, I mean, medieval sword fighting nerdery, you can all block it as to one thing. It has so many different subsections to it.
Okay.
That, God, we can spend hours talking about it.
We've got as long as you need, mate.
I could, and no one wants to be that bored. But he's
no one's bored here. This is fascinating stuff.
Well, great.
I wouldn't have invited you on if I wasn't interested.
No, I appreciate it.
You know.
I just know how long I can go on for, and sometimes my partner says, "Rich, can you just shut up now, please?"
No, you know what? We have guests on sometimes that are very difficult to get information out of.
No, I can talk.
I would much rather have someone that's going to give us too much that we have to edit out or add more into the Patreon than struggle.
Well, that's
to
good
get
because
the
we can
90 minutes.
speak for England, Scotland, Wales, and one drunk Northern Ireland. So we can absolutely go nuts on this stuff.
Get some Guinness in here.
God, breakfast in a bloody mug.
Yeah.
Make a call.
Make a call. Yeah. Get it sorted. Get it sorted.
As a typical medievalist, mead is definitely my drink of choice.
Mead. I tried mead once. It's actually nice.
Oh, it's sweet as hell.
Yeah. I could get into it. It almost tastes honeyed.
Oh yeah, well it is honey wine effectively. Yeah, that's what it is.
Smashed it.
Your taste buds are still working.
Yeah,
you're all good.
Smashed it. Yeah, awesome.
Good.
So sorry, carry on. You were saying.
So we train people how to actually take hold of this effectively and essentially beat the other person up.
Nice. Because I'll be honest, when you first got in touch with me and I'd done no research into what you did, I thought that you were one of the guys that sort of just did that. You know how they do like the medieval reenactments and you get like 200 people in a field and just go fucking nuts. Yeah. That's what I thought you did, but it's not. It's a lot more disciplined and a lot more education based.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm much more of an instructor than a fighter these days. I can still fight, but I am much more of an instructor and particularly have been for the last 5 years or so.
Okay.
So I have done that sort of thing where I'm in the field with a bunch of other guys and we're just beating the snot out of each other.
Yeah.
But it's not so much reenactment I do as much as instruction and getting people better with it.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of people interested in this type of thing. Yeah. I mean, let's face it. I started because Lord of the Rings and Star Wars came out when I was a little one. I was
Star Wars. How did this relate to Star Wars?
Lightsabers.
Okay, yeah, fair.
Swords.
Yeah, swords.
Yeah, but in my head, I'm thinking lasers and shit, and then this is like old school. But no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, that's a very like it's sci-fi, isn't it?
Yeah,
very much
no,
so.
I get that.
This is more fantasy.
Yeah,
you've got swords are very popular in media. I mean, you've got Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah,
cutlasses and sabers for days. You've got The Witcher come out recently in the last couple of years, which has been a massive thing that's driven people towards this.
Yeah.
But it's there's a load of people getting into it for a load of different reasons. For me, I'm a martial artist, straight up.
Okay.
I joke that I went to university to study martial arts. I actually went for an aeronautical engineering degree, which, to be truthful, I haven't used.
Oh mate, I've got a degree in hospitality business management, and now I tell jokes for a living and do this shit. Like,
I mean, career paths are wild. We can go into that later. But I very much studied martial arts a lot at university. I just got involved in about 5 or 6 of them.
So we'll go there. Where did you? What martial arts did you do that led you to do this?
I've always had an interest in weapons. So a lot of the martial arts I studied had a weapon basis or led to weapons. So things like kung fu, jiu-jitsu, because they had the Japanese derivative with the katana. Then did a lot of MMA.
So I love the Japanese history and the samurai.
Oh God,
it fascinates me.
I mean, I've got friends. I've got friends who are experts in this stuff, and we can just chat for days. So
I'm gonna geek out now.
No, go for it.
I'm really into an anime series called Bleach.
Yeah,
have you seen it?
I know of it. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, but I love the way that it's linked to sort of some of the genuine sort of samurai. I don't know if you want to call it a religion or beliefs, where the sword carries part of the soul of the wielder. Or is the soul, or is a related soul? I don't know the exact thing. So in this particular anime, they've got their swords, and then they have to sort of get the relationship with the soul within the sword to bring out the best of them. You know, their powers and stuff. And it fascinates me.
I mean, there is an element to that. Japanese martial arts in particular has a heavy ritualistic element to it that very much comes out because there is some grounded element to that.
Yeah.
Every sword handles differently.
Of course.
So this sword is going to be slightly different to each of those behind me here.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So I have to modify how I'm holding it and using it because they've got different properties.
Yeah.
So that would be a link to a sword is different in its own way. Yeah. And you have to learn how to use it. You will get favourites.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I mean, when this thing goes and breaks, as it will eventually, I will be very sad for a day or two.
Yeah. I imagine it's the same for with a lot of sports, like golfing with the clubs or tennis with the rackets.
I don't think
pool and snooker players.
What do you call a golfer? A
golfer.
Yeah.
But,
you got it in one.
Yeah, well done, bro.
All in one. Hey. But a golfer, I don't think a golfer would be as upset as Richard if his golf club's broke.
No,
well, I don't know. I mean, some golf clubs can be very expensive, probably cheaper than what this is.
I know what you're saying but I do think that even if you got 2 golf clubs made that were from the same factory, the same brand, the same model, everything, I think an expert would absolutely feel the difference. And I know that because when I was riding, even like the bridles, for example, that when the go over the horse's head and you got the bit that goes in the mouth and you got the reins, even if I had a change of reins that were sponsored from the same sponsor, though the same model, I could feel the difference. And it's though for someone who is so expert in their field, the slightest difference can make a massive difference.
Well, there was a popular video flying around that got linked my way of a basketball player just dribbling the ball.
Yeah.
And then it bounced weird.
Oh, and it's something in the floor?
Yeah, it's something in the floor. He just knew the floor was wrong.
He knew there was something wrong with the floor.
It wasn't him, it was the floor.
Yeah.
And you get people holding weapons exactly the same way.
Yeah.
So they'll pick up a weapon and go, it doesn't quite feel right. No, that one, got it. And he'll go, right, that's my weapon now.
Yeah.
So
no, I get that.
Just to be nerdy.
No, go for it. But I am a nerd.
We are nerding out on this podcast today. I'm really enjoying it. Yeah.
Harry Potter.
Yep.
When he's selecting his wand, is it the same process?
We would have sort of the same idea too. Yeah. It's all drawn from the same base premise of something just feels right in your hand, or if it's a tool you use consistently, you're going to know whether it's right for you or not.
So when you feel the right sword, does it turn you on a little bit?
Not just turn them on, but it's all a case of like, I can have a really good scrap here. Right, somebody put kit on now, we're going to fight.
Yeah, I imagine it's not a sexual thing, but it is sort of a feeling that I've got the right one here.
Some neurons are activated when it goes on, and it does do that. Monkey goes, all right, then let's have a proper scrap.
But it's like any expert in their field will have that with whatever tools they're using.
Oh, completely.
Like with me with the horses back in the day, I tried to ride so many different horses.
Hold on.
No, I'm being fucking hear me out. But when you do find the one that works for you and you have a connection with that horse, there is just something in you that you just know that's the right one.
Yeah, completely.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I made some mistakes and I got battered by a few horses and ended up losing a lot of money on them, but generally speaking, like you with your swords, me with the horses, pool players with their cues, you do just have a feel for when it's right for you, your technique, and just you.
See, well, I mean, mine's internet speed.
So this is another one.
It's too much porn.
Yeah.
And this is a shorter variant.
See, I think that'd be better for me because I'm a smaller dude. Then. Yeah. Oh, see, that's the one.
Yeah. And already you're going, I prefer that.
Yeah.
And this is one of my big things when I'm teaching people. I mean, some groups will teach
I think it's because I'm used to having smaller things in my hand. I'm not used to having such long things in my hand.
I'm not mentioning my proclivity for great swords because otherwise I go far too much.
I hate to admit that, but it's true.
Don't do that.
Don't do what?
What you just did.
What, that? But shit.
Is that where we're? Is that the size we're looking at?
So in terms of arming sword, yes,
width,
yes.
Nice. But no, even now I'm far from an expert. This is probably the 5th or 6th sword I've held, and even I can feel that this is a lot better suited for me than the first one. So
a lot of people will teach, and a lot of other groups teach by historical manuals. Yeah. So this is where historians, researchers have gone to death and researched these things down to the bone. Yeah. And they have come out with translations and guides where surviving manuals from history have taught us how sword fighting happened.
Yeah.
One version of them. And there's loads of different variants of them.
Of course.
You've got German derivatives, Italian derivatives, Spanish. All these people had different ideas of how to play with swords.
Yeah.
Some fencing masters got, either lucky, good, fortunate to actually write these things down for us to go and study.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I teach so many people, and as you just experienced, one sword fits you, it doesn't fit this one.
Yeah.
I have to teach from a basis of I'm going to get you decent and baseline, not shit with weapon.
Yeah.
To then go, find what makes you happy with this.
Yeah, okay.
Because I prefer big swords, shields.
Yeah,
that's my
you're
jam.
A big guy, aren't you? You're a big chap.
Me with a small sword will look weird. And
if we were in a film together, like if we were in, I don't know, if we were in Troy, I think you'd be that big cunt with the axe that just gets.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I am primed for henchman number 2. That is pretty much a typecast role for me.
And I reckon for me, I'd be more like, I don't know, who's the archer, the pussy guy in Lord of the Rings? Is it Legolas?
Yeah.
I'd be that pussy boy. Yeah.
Also a fucking menace with 2 blades, quite frankly. Yeah.
Maybe that was a bad example, but yeah.
I'd be the ogre, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be in Mordor, mate. Just blending in.
I like the
And again, this is why we don't let him on camera.
I like the whole the everybody's different.
Yeah.
And the whole like everybody's gonna take a certain number of lessons to get good, and then
I think that's true for anything though.
It is.
I think that's true for any sport, hobby. We're all gonna sort of develop at different rates.
It's also a case of which trainer you get as well. That's also
massively.
a huge factor, because you can get one trainer where you go, no, I vibe with this guy, I can work with him, or this person is not making any sense to me, I'm not learning at the same rate.
Yeah.
For me, people come to this for a whole bunch of reasons, not just, hey, I want to study the history manuals behind this.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm going to give you this back.
No, go for it.
I'm going to end up stabbing someone.
It's not a problem. I mean, you can't do too much damage. They have a rolled tip.
I'll try my best.
Yeah.
I know what I'm like. I get stabby.
I mean, I train in places like Coventry, so come on, it could be far worse. But no, it's with training, a lot of people do come at it with case of, hey, I've heard this manual research is here and it's really exciting, and as a history nerd, I want a piece of that. There are some people who come at it, like you said, from like, hey, I've watched anime recently and that sword idea has really caught me.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily have an interest in history. It's not something they're here for. For me to then go, hey, I'm going to start slamming history down your throat, and you go, oh, no, wait, what? No, that's not what I'm here for.
Yeah.
I would much rather go, sword cool. I mean, when I gave you a sword first, I go, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I've got you. Right, let's just get using the damn thing, and then we can add in the bits that make the reasons why you're here, because they're all different.
So, like, you've just touched upon there, like, people who get in touch with you because they're interested in anime, or I imagine other films and stuff, or even games.
Yeah.
So, do you get people who would, for example, the Final Fantasy franchise, with all these, like, weird and wonderful swords, do you get people turning up with swords or weaponry similar to that, going, oh, can you teach me this?
We get people who try and get as close to that as possible.
Yeah.
And it does happen naturally within training. I mean, we've got a guy out in Thailand who makes fantastic synthetic weapons, so not steel, but synthetic trainers.
Yeah.
And he makes all sorts of shapes for us.
Okay.
And we have people going, they've made anime weapons.
I know
nice.
what kind of sword shape I want.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Oh, I want a penis shaped.
I knew
there we go.
that.
I was going to give you that
of course. Yeah. No surprises at all.
I mean, why do you think they were called Bollock Daggers?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
There we go.
I love the Bollock Dagger.
Yeah.
It's
obviously bloody evil bit of kit.
But it is very evil.
What's the Bollock Dagger?
It's essentially a dagger.
A dagger for bollocks.
Well, no, you held it. It was in your codpiece, or near your codpiece, effectively.
Right.
It was one you kept on your person.
Yeah.
But it had 2 balls.
Right.
Down at the base of the blade. That was the guard. It was just stop your hand slipping up on the weapon.
Right. Okay.
So it looked like.
Right. So I've just got a picture on the screen. Yeah. Oh, someone's actually they've actually made the bell end though.
That's exactly. I mean, let's face it. In history.
Yeah. No, I assumed. Yeah.
I mean, let's face it. In history, we have never shied away from drawing penises on things. It is one of the most common things in history.
It was one of my favourite things to do at school. Yeah.
I mean, it's one of the things the Romans did it on Hadrian's Wall. We've not changed society that much.
But no, we're actually the same.
These are proper Bollock Daggers. These ones.
But
excuse me, by the way, guys, if you hear me coughing, I've got a bit of a cough today, so I'm sorry about that.
You can't see it, but you can see that picture there where it's kept within the pouch.
Yeah.
That's exactly how they'd be held.
Yeah.
Because they're a personal sidearm.
Yeah, of course. Okay.
But there'd be something which you could use to eat with as well.
Yeah. Okay, so someone comes to you with that sort of premise. They're really into anime. They're really into like Final Fantasy or something like. They've got these weird and wonderful ideas of these crazy weapons. Yeah. What do you do in that instance? Like, how do you go from, well, actually, I probably could teach you to that, but we need to start on this, or what's the process there?
So there's 2 ways to tackle this, and I'm going to tackle it first from understanding the reasons why people are coming and wanting to stay.
Yeah.
And that is, they have a keen.
Okay.
That I may not understand. Like, I'm not someone who's going to be drawn from anime side.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, my sci-fi fantasy, it's adjacent, but it's not purely from that side. But for me to turn around as an instructor and then go, hey, all that thing you think is really cool, put it to one side because we're learning this stuff.
Yeah.
Can, for some people, just completely knock them off and go, I'm not interested.
Yeah, I can imagine that could be quite detrimental to someone's opinion,
If they've got the idea of, I want to do this sport, but I want my own twist with it, because everyone does.
Yeah.
Individualism is a thing.
Yeah.
You've got to actually credit that.
Okay.
So everything I'm teaching them is with a lens of, I'm going to help you get to that point.
Yeah.
What I find is, once I've done that, most people go, actually, what I was initially doing was kind of silly.
They actually branch off
and they branch off from
to
it.
your way of
no, not just my way, their way.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not one person who would say my way's the best. I mean, I'm a 6'10" guy, broad-shouldered. You know, I fight a very particular way.
Yeah.
It might be called bullying.
Yeah.
But it is, I'm going to take up your space and just make you...
Mate, if I was your size, I'd bully the fuck out of everyone. I would. There's probably a reason God made me this
I'm a gentle giant.
Side. Yeah.
I am a gentle giant, honestly.
Yeah, no, you see so many people like that are like yourself, a big, massive, strong guy, and then are gentle and lovely and just nice to people. And then there's I've got Jack Russell syndrome.
Small dog syndrome is one of the things when I worked in the security industry was just proved pretty much every single night I worked.
It really is a thing. But I think that's why I get away with so much stuff on stage, because of my physicality. If I say something that's either really aggressive or harsh, it's seen as a joke, because I'm not actually going to jump off the stage and drop kick someone in the tits. Do you know what I mean? I'm not actually going to do it. It's seen, but it's seen as a joke in it. Whereas if someone with your stature did that, because of just the physical disparity.
I mean, it was one of the things when I worked security a lot was I had to be really careful how I talked.
Yeah.
Because if I went to someone and I was slightly aggressive,
it's confrontational.
Bang, straight away, this has gone from round the conversation to I'm putting you an arm lock on the floor.
Yeah.
It goes very quickly.
Well, this is one of the reasons why they're using a lot more females now as door staff and security and stuff, isn't it? Because if two men are kicking off and a female interjects, whatever the percentage is, less likely to escalate into physical violence.
One of my best tricks as a head dorm when I used to be that was have on front of house, I'd have someone there.
Yeah.
Femme presenting, just there you go, look, you're gonna help me on the front.
Yeah, nice.
And somebody get asked me, look, chap, please don't make me let her loose. Just please don't let me do it.
Yeah.
Because ultimately their brain goes, wait, what? And the second they've snapped out of, I'm going to be aggressive with this guy to, wait, I've got to recalculate this position.
Yeah.
Just go on, chap.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's good.
And it works. It's not a case of using them in that sense, but it is tactically. That is exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But then I have met some people who, I mean, from my jiu-jitsu days, one of my favourite memories from that entire sport was at one of the national events.
Choking out Joe Rogan.
Oh no, he'd back kick me into the floor. I wouldn't have a midriff after he's done with me. But
he wouldn't be able to back kick you in jiu-jitsu though, would he, surely?
I wasn't talking just jiu-jitsu.
Oh, right, okay, just in general, fair.
At his jiu-jitsu nationals, there was a lass I'd been training with, black belt, absolutely incredible. I learned a lot just being by her training partner. Just she's throwing me around, and I'm just going, I am learning a crap load just being abused right now. It's excellent.
You dirty bastard!
I know. Oh God, I
there was no jiu-jitsu involved here.
Straight out.
I did in that direction the whole time.
That's why this t-shirt is going right on there. But
honestly, it's my sword. Yeah, fuck off, Rich.
That Bollock Dagger we were talking about earlier. But no, and then she was doing this demonstration. Went, no. Where's my big guy? And in front of about 500 people, I'm getting thrown around a mat by someone who's about this big.
Yeah.
And it is just, it was incredible.
Hi guys, do me a favour and go across to patreon.com/Ricky's Unstable. The first 1,000 members are just £1 a month for the lifetime of your membership. You get bonus content, you get early access and all the fun from Ricky Balshaw's Unstable. See you there. Yeah.
Just to go, now martial arts does work.
Yeah.
But it has to be trained to the person.
Oh, of course.
Which is one of the biggest things I don't like with many syllabus writers who will go, this is a bunch of techniques that work. Why?
Yeah.
Why do they work? And how do I make them work for the person?
Yeah.
Particularly we talk about jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I am not the frame for stand-up jiu-jitsu. You need a low center of gravity. Well, I'm fucked there.
Yeah.
Normally need to get your hips underneath the other person's hips to actually execute a throw. I'm 6'10", that's not going to bloody work. So I had to reinvent a lot of how I would do my jiu-jitsu techniques to fit 6'10". So I've already done that reverse engineering process. Now I have to do that with other people who are different shapes, different frames, different mentalities, and different weapons.
I think that's a really good way of looking at things. It's like if we look at the education system now, you know, you mentioned the word syllabus there. They've got an education syllabus, and it really isn't one size fits all anymore.
Oh God, no.
And it just isn't. You know, what's that saying? You can't judge a goldfish on its ability to climb a tree.
No, completely.
You know,
and that is one of the hardest things to get right within education. And I mean, I am fortunate as hell in my position.
Yeah.
I really am.
Are we having problems with them swords?
It's more because I didn't want to knock them over.
Yeah, fair. We'll get them
But
we're not trusting Mikey with a sword, Christ.
I mean, I've got another one back here. He can't do too much damage.
Yeah, fair.
I mean, he probably could.
It's damage to himself I'm worried about.
Well, I can fix that as well. I mean, I'm instructor for a reason, mate.
Sorry, you were saying.
But, I mean, I get a lot of advantages with my teaching because I don't have groups like Ofsted hanging over my shoulder going, you haven't done this, and this, and this, and this. And it's just like, no, but that process doesn't work in this situation. I need to change how I'm doing things to fit the person I'm talking to.
But do you have a governing body?
So this sport doesn't yet.
Okay.
So I want there to be one.
So, sorry, I'll let you answer that fully.
No, please.
No, so there's no governing body. So are there any sort of certificates or qualifications? What I'm getting at is, so you're an expert in it and fantastic. I don't disbelieve that. What have you got anything on paper to show that to others? What I'm trying to get at is, what is stopping me from buying some weapons and giving lessons?
One of the biggest problems right now in this industry, nothing.
Right, okay.
So insurance is basically, you'd have to convince an insurer or a membership body that you were capable of doing that.
Okay.
In terms of what I've got that could
realistically,
do that,
sorry to interrupt.
No, please.
I can't imagine that being that difficult.
No, sometimes it's really not.
And
it's terrifying. Yeah. I mean, this is where, we can talk about this in a lot more detail, but cults of personality can really spring up when somebody doesn't have those checks and balances on them and isn't going at it with the right mentality.
Yeah.
And you do find that in some places. And it is, for someone in my position who, it's my day job, it's the way I make money, kind of freaking terrifying.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where until someone gets in the industry and makes it big enough to actually warrant a governing body, how you have to meet that
chicken
barrier.
And egg, innit?
Oh, completely. So what I try and do is really try and make the basis for that I'm as checked up as I can be.
Yeah.
In terms of writing, 53,000 words on the syllabus, I just drop in front of them. There you go. That's what I'm teaching you. Yeah. And I'll stick it to that. That's my proof positive. Yeah. The other proof positive is the amount of people I've still got training with me.
And testimonials.
5-6 years. Yes.
Yeah. So I wasn't knocking or questioning you
but
in the slightest.
This is a lot of questions that people should be asking.
Yeah.
To make sure you're safe.
Yeah, because for me, like, it'd be so easy. If I wanted to make a few quid now, granted, I probably wouldn't have much longevity in it because eventually word would get around that my lessons were shit. But for that 6 to 8 week period, I could rinse a lot of people, get some swords, fuck around in a field for a few weeks.
That'd be fucking hilarious.
It would be good
I mean, there are groups
watching Ricky trying to teach somebody how to fight a sword.
Should we do it?
One kid in one
Should we do it? Do you fancy doing a Patreon special with us?
Oh God, no!
Should we do a Patreon special where we'll do this? If you're up for this, because you can overview it because you're actually the safety guy. Like, I could
hear my insurance screaming already somewhere off camera.
I'll set up a website, sword lessons with Ricky Balsaw in Telford, and just see. I bet I get 20 people. I bet I get 20 people who are prepared to
once you've got them done that,
each.
They can come to the Telford group and learn how to do it.
Yeah.
I'm happy with this.
Yeah.
Let's talk. We'll get it happening.
Yeah, we'll do. But that'd be a great Patreon special just to highlight how dangerous that actually is, because I could very easily just lie about my experiences, qualifications, all this stuff on a website. Nothing is fact checked. And then these people are going to turn up expecting an amazing lesson, and then I'm going to be fucking around with a walking stick in one hand and a sword in the other.
I mean, it'd be a fantastic case study for governing bodies to go, hey, look, this has actually gone on.
Yeah.
Without any sort of, I mean, this is the thing. It doesn't take much for people to do that. I mean, con artists the world over have found exactly the same method we're talking about here. This has been the recipe.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people done it with the best of intentions, you know, like, hey, I'm really interested in this. Can we make a group? And suddenly it's got bigger than
what I will just say as well is, for the record, and if the people that do turn up, we're not going to rip them off. Whatever money they pay for that lesson, we'll charge the same as what you do. And then we will then offer them a genuine lesson or their money back. Like, we
just have Rich there.
And then do a proper lesson afterwards. Like, I'm not actually trying to rip people off, but just to demonstrate how easy it would be to fraudulently do that.
I mean, it's an unfortunate state, but I've trained against people who I just thought, you're insured, you're covered, that's fine. And they weren't.
Yeah.
And I had my ribs broken. And I was like...
Ribs are bad, I've done my ribs and all,
You weren't insured? Excuse me?
Yeah.
Now I've got to walk around and do sessions on a broken bloody rib. I was...
Yeah. And you're self-employed. That's time out of earnings.
Completely. Yeah. I mean, one of my worst injuries I've ever had was my hip adductor was torn down to 4 muscle strands left.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was literally had to take a walking stick and just walk with that for about, let's say, half a year and relearn to walk.
6 months. Get out of it.
You absolute bloody casual. Get used to it,
I'm 39 years in the game, bro. Welcome to my world.
I'll tell you what, falling from this height hurts a lot more, I can tell you.
I'll give you that. But you see all this...
more than Ricky's lifelong problem.
Yeah. I don't know, concrete really bloody hurts.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I could tell the look was there, don't worry. I've got peripheral vision, it works for a reason.
Knowing what I know what Ricky's been through, concrete's a piece of piss.
You absolute bloody casual, get on with it.
But no, joking aside, that would sting a little bit.
Oh yeah.
A little bit.
No, I get
that took me out the
but
game.
like, just going back to these fraudulent lessons and stuff, like, you see these fake martial arts masters online, like, you see the things where they're doing all this bullshit energy and they're flying around, and you know, there might be something in it, but I mean, come on, not to that extent. I'm not going to do a fucking somersault because someone flicks air at me 3 meters away.
I mean, obviously the first person that jumps to people's minds when you talk about stuff is Steven Seagal back in his days of Aikido.
Yeah.
Now, I have done some of those throws and locks. A lot of that isn't actually just they're moving to, you know, because somebody's done something to them. They're actually moving to protect the wrist.
Yeah.
So if I turn my wrist, so lock, that's a wrist lock. If I crank that and I don't move my body out the way, that wrist is going to break.
Yeah.
And broken wrists...
wanking's a nightmare.
Yeah, I mean, you're doing it from the elbow now. That really...
It's my wrist.
It's not the same. What, wanking?
Just a bit too vigorously. Teenage years were rough then.
I've got scars and everything to show you how bad my...
Wow, you really went at it. You didn't think of changing hands halfway through.
Serious,
no, okay, fair enough.
Serious repetitive strain.
Let's just see how long I can go.
I mean, he's still got a sword who's making dick references.
We all
did
this. We all did that thing in our teens, like, how many times can I go today? We all did that challenge. We all did. I don't care who you are.
No.
Yeah.
Did you ever do that?
You're really letting yourself down here, mate. You're really trying to hide well. I know the camera's not on you, but you're really trying to hide behind the scenes here on this one.
We've all been there. We've all been there.
But I mean, as you say, it is one of the most terrifying aspects of it, where you can have people who are, you know, bullshitting their way through it. I mean, I remember when I first had the phone call with the insurance company I'm with now, through British Martial Arts and Boxing Association, the phone call with them going, I'm doing this, here's what I've done so far, hoping to the love of God that they don't find something wrong.
Yeah.
And I got the email and call back to it, you're fine.
Yeah.
And I was just like, sigh of relief, all right, I'm not a fraud.
I think it's really dangerous because the likes of yourself are genuinely not a fraud, you're doing it properly, and you're trying to help people, and we will get on probably in the next section as to sort of why you help people, why you get into it, stuff like that. But I think it's very dangerous that... Like, let's be honest, there are a lot of sort of vulnerable people out there in the world. And I'll give you an example. This is years ago now, I had Jehovah's Witnesses knock on my door. They saw my sticks and stuff, and they used the line that if I became a Jehovah's Witness, God would heal me. Right. Now, so I'm very lucky that me and who I am had the confidence to know that and I'm comfortable within myself, and I'm fine, and I had the fuck offs about me. But there are people that they will have approached, there are disabled people that they will have approached that will have been so upset, depressed, sad about their own situation,
or desperate enough to go to buy into it,
and desperate enough that they would believe that, and the next thing you know, they're they're just doubting, they're just giving their life to this in the hopes that JC is going to make them walk.
Yeah.
And it's the same to a lesser extent with the people who are being fraudulent there. You know, you've got these people who are, I don't know, they're vulnerable for whatever reason. It could be a disability, it could be a mental health problem, they could have been attacked, it could be PTSD from being attacked, and they're looking for a way of developing their own confidence in being able to defend themselves. And you get these cowboys come in, teaching them absolutely nothing, and it's disgusting.
Well, a large part of the movement that we call historical fencing, historical European martial arts, whatever brand you want to give it, came out of this people from, particularly in America, you had the strip mall dojos where people were saying, I'm X and X grandmaster of this style, and teaching people essentially calisthenics with punching, with very little martial arts background to it. But a lot of people went, no, we've got our own Western stuff. The West has a history of teaching martial arts. I'm going to do the research and teach it. It grew out of, it was this entire sport has grown out of a counter-revolution in its own right. Yeah. It's now just become its own thing. Yeah. But it's still young.
Yeah.
We're still talking realistically about maximum 3 decades.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's 30 years.
That's a very, very young thing.
Very young. For an established sport, it's very young. So we're still really finding our feet as a sport community.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still disagreements about what weapons are the right things, what tournament rule sets, what kit levels, because there's, again, this helmet in particular, it's a coach's fencing mask.
Yeah.
It's not even one that's specifically designed for taking a hit from a steel.
Yeah.
We're lucky it's good enough, but I won't say it's purpose built for it.
Yeah.
So we're still running off the idea that
it'll do
for now until something better comes along.
Yeah.
So we are still very young in the game as to what sort of levels are required, because we have a governing body. We'd go, right, kit levels. Yeah. We'd have to determine what kit levels are reasonable. Yeah. That would change weapon to weapon.
Yeah, of course.
Because you've got rapiers, which are more thrust heavy.
Yeah.
So you need the pierce resistance.
I did know that, actually. The rapiers are more thrust. Yeah.
But then you've got long swords and great swords and things like that that are more impact.
Yeah.
How do you have the same bit of kit to build for 2?
Well, yeah, because a piece of armour, for example, that's built to defend against a thrust is going to be very different to something that's...
Well, you see the same with stab vests and ballistics vests. They have a different weave.
Yeah.
They're a different weave. So you can't wear. I've got a stab vest on and someone pulls a 9mm. It's going to go straight through.
Straight through.
Right, but wouldn't history teach us what would be the best?
You'd think so, but then if you... I mean, just to point out, history will teach us what works, but people still died in armour.
Yeah.
It's never 100%.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, people in armour weren't invincible. They were bloody tough to take down.
I read an interesting...
Not invincible.
I read an interesting, and I can't remember from what war it was, but... some way back in the day, whatever it was, whatever army decided when the soldiers came back, they had wounds on them, like in certain areas, and initially decided to protect, like improve their armor to protect against that. But then someone thought, actually, if they're coming back with them wounds, they've survived.
Like, so the survivorship bias.
Let's protect the other areas. Yeah. And then all of a sudden they started winning the more wars and stuff. I'll have to Google that and find out what it was.
It's the whole survivorship bias thing. The very popular image for that is the World War II bomber planes where they've got all the bullet holes on the wings. It's like, they came back, we need to protect the wings. No, we don't. They came back.
They came back.
Protect the fuselage, that's where all the important bits are. That's just a wing.
Yeah, and I think going back to what you just said then, Mikey, about history taught us something, yes, it has, but then at the same time, with technology and everything evolving and getting better in our understanding of the human body, physics, weaponry,
if we had
everything.
Just the metallurgy alone, honestly, the metallurgy is so much in advance of what they had back then.
Yeah.
I mean, they were still very good for what they had.
Of course.
But if they knew titanium existed, holy crap, they'd have a field day.
Yeah.
I mean, there are guys within, as we mentioned, the Bohurt scene that fall heavy armoured in the cage and, the 5v5s and 12v12s.
Yeah.
There are guys who are spending enough money to get full titanium armour.
Right.
We're talking house deposit levels of money.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But they do have them, and they are, 10, 15 kilos lighter than a comparative full steel rig.
And that's huge if you're scrap.
Massive.
That's huge.
I mean, your endurance and your stamina can go way longer because you're not carrying all that kit.
Yeah, I mean, look at Deontay Wilder. He blamed losing a world title on the equipment he was wearing to the ring walk. Mate, I'm really enjoying this chat. We're going to go for a quick break now.
Awesome.
A word from our sponsors, because we've actually got a sponsor. Can you believe that?
You're doing better than me, mate.
2 episodes in, and we've got a sponsor. So we're going to come back in a few minutes. Here's a word from our sponsor. Thanks very much. If you're into Pokemon, Warhammer, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Dungeons and Dragons, or anything like that, get yourself down to Triple C in Siston, Leicester, where they can take care of all of your needs. They're also a CGC specialist, so if you find any comics or cards knocking around in your grand's attic, get them over there, get them graded, and you never know, you might be sat on a fortune. If you're listening to this podcast, you get 10% discount on all of the CGC products using code UnstableCGC10, and they'll give you 20% off all of the Warhammer products using discount code Unstable20. Thanks very much. Back to the pod. Welcome back to part 2. I hope you guys are getting loads of discounted shit from our sponsor. I would love to put Lee out of business just because you guys are spending so much at his shop at discount. So rinse him. Thanks very much. Rich, thanks for sticking around. Appreciate it. We'll carry on. So we've spoke a little bit about sort of how what you do has helped not just your mental health, but a lot of the people. Well, actually, is it mainly men, women, or is it?
So we've got a healthy balance of both. I would like to say that we can do better at helping more femmes get into the sport. Yeah. I would love to see that.
So I imagine that it's a very male-dominated.
Oh yeah, I think when we started up and we had the first release when the COVID phases came out and it was like, what tier are you in sort of situation, I think we had the biggest wave of intake was I could track it all by dad, another dad, right? I get the theme here. You just want to be out of the way of the house and just beat something up that... it was a good intake for dads, that one. Yeah. But hopefully, we get some more femmes. We have got a lot, but obviously you can always do better in inclusivity and getting people involved.
The same in comedy. It's very male-dominated. Comedy has been very male-dominated for so long, and now there's a big push to get more female and female-identifying acts in, and I think it's great. But on saying that, men's mental health is something that is obviously we will be encouraged to talk more and do more about it. And I think if you are doing something that is attracting more of a male demographic and it's used to help people with mental health, you've said that it's helped your mental health. So
massively.
Are you happy to talk about a bit of that and go into it?
I think it's one of those things where ultimately, I talk about this a lot when I'm training people, it's you on the line. When you are facing an opponent with a weapon, their first intent is to, I'm going to hit you. You have to stop them. The pressure is on you to achieve that.
I suppose back in the day, it was kill or be killed, wasn't it?
Yeah, very much
taking it to the extreme.
Oh, yeah.
And I know you're doing it
simulate exactly the same thing.
Yeah. I know you're doing it as a sport now, but the essence is that, I imagine. When
I am training people, I am going through, this would cut this artery. This would hit this particular bone. This would, I'm going into detail about, I'm treating it as a kill.
I love how you're going to somehow tell me that telling them that is good for their mental health. Oh, I'm loving this.
We're going to get there.
I love it. I can't wait to hear this bridge, but sorry, I keep interrupting.
No, go for it. No, ask the questions away. It's what this is for. The whole notion for me is you make it real. You make it as real as possible. Yeah. Because when somebody is making that contact, we're in kit, we're in safe.
Of course, yeah.
But you make it real.
I imagine it still stings a bit. I imagine it still hurts.
The amount of times I've been racked across the helmet here.
Yeah.
And I'm going, metallic ozone. I know I've been there good.
Of course.
Sort of addicted to that smell. Going, no, I'm going to congratulate everyone because that one was a good one.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things which you make it real. You make it as real as you can.
Yep.
So it's authentic. You know this is going to work or not.
Yeah.
But then when people succeed and you've helped them, you coach them to succeed, it's in a real situation.
Yeah.
When you make that first success in a real situation, confidence and endorphins are sky high.
Oh, I bet.
Way higher than they would be if it was artificial. People know when they're being handheld.
Yeah,
people know when they're being given a leg up.
Yeah.
But you make it as real as possible. You give them everything to go, right, now make it happen. And they do it. Because in a sparring match, I'm not on their shoulder.
Yeah.
It's them.
Yeah.
They are stood there on their own, taking a hit, and they've dealt with it.
Yeah.
When they achieve that, Holy crap, the look on their face.
Yeah, my uncle's a boxer, or was a boxer. He's retired now, and he does a lot of coaching, and I've done coaching in dressage. So although they're very, very different sports, but once you're athlete, let's call them. So if I've been training someone dressage, once they go in the arena, I've done all I can.
It's hands off now. It's them.
It's on them, and I've historically got so much more nervous, apprehensive, and everything when they've gone in there than I ever would myself.
Yeah.
And I've spoken to my uncle, and he said the same. You know, once that bell rings, they're on their own, and they've got to take the advice, the lessons, everything that you have given them, and hope that you've given them enough to win.
Yeah.
And it's the same with the dressage, although obviously very, very different sort of.
It may be a different sport, but it's exactly the same premise.
Same premise, yeah.
Same premise completely. I mean, at the essence of it, remove all the bits of what we're teaching, what we're doing, what the competition style is. Teacher has taught student. Student now compete.
Yeah.
That is the link.
Yeah.
The teacher doesn't compete with the student. The student competes on their own.
Yeah.
That, as a teacher, as you said, it is nerve-wracking as hell.
Yeah.
When people are going to tournaments and, you know, they're just starting to really branch out into having some tournament scraps now, when I'm there, I'm going, oh, crap, have I taught them enough? Have I done this right? Have I got everything right? Have I given them enough? And, you know, I mean, that imposter syndrome kicks in and really kicks the crap out of you.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, they do well or they don't.
Yeah,
you take the training on from that point. Okay, so we've mucked up. Here's a learning point. Now we take it that one step further.
Yeah, 100%. And actually thinking about it, I've helped some. I mean, I'm still, in terms of being a professional comedian, I'm still very, very early in my career. However, I have helped some sort of up and coming comics. We call them open micers, some brand new. And you know, when I've sat down and sort of helped them with their material or their delivery or something like that, it's quite nerve-wracking the first time watching them deliver it with my advice. Yeah. Hoping that I've not fucked it for them. Do you know what I mean?
So the amount of times where I've given someone advice and I've gone, crap, that was the wrong advice.
Yeah.
Like, because particularly when we're dealing with swords, martial arts and people.
Yeah.
The way I've explained it isn't true to what I'm saying because they've understood it differently.
Yeah, of course.
So they're doing something that doesn't make sense in their head.
Yeah.
Thinking this works because big man said so.
Yeah.
And you go, no, he was completely wrong. Yeah. We need to retool this from base, which is why I'm a big advocate for teach the person, not the thing.
100%. And in terms of like the comedy thing, there are that many different styles. You know, we call it our voice.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's got to find their voice. So if I'm sort of helping an up and coming comic, and experienced comics have helped me, and what I learned from them is they don't give you the joke. They don't tell you what to do. They give you the tools to be able to think and deliver it in your own style, your own way.
It's really interesting to hear the parallel because when I'm teaching, I'm not teaching the end result. I'm teaching the core components, and then they end up making that technique. And it's going to be a slight variation on what I'm doing. Yeah. But it works for them.
I mean, for you, there's going to be a certain level of uniformity in you're going to get the most power if you do it this way. And
so there are times where
with your legs or your balance and stuff, but I imagine there is slightly like...
So there is ideal in a lot of cases. There is an ideal form. But ideal, I mean... common saying amongst tacticians everywhere is the first casualty is the plan.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing is less training. I love it. I'm a big fan of it.
Yeah.
But it's a case of I'm not here going, hey, this is the way you have to do things. Yeah. It's here's the parameters in which this will work. Here are the building blocks.
Yeah.
And here's to recognise when that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Once you've got all those components, it's a muck about.
Yeah.
And technique refinement takes years.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And a lot of it's feel as well. Like I keep making the connection to the horses, but for me, you can't teach feel.
No.
You can teach technique, you can teach what you should do in certain situations, but you cannot teach that instinctive feel. So I imagine in a fight, whether that be jiu-jitsu, whether that be boxing, whether that be weapon based, I imagine that instinct that, okay, my opponent is doing this, which is actually slightly off the norm, slightly off the perfect. The split second reaction to do this, you cannot teach that.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where each person's instinct is uniquely different and you can't train for that, you have to train with them.
Yeah.
And that's one of my big things as an instructor is make sure that I'm listening to the person I'm training.
Yeah.
so I can get the best out of them for them.
Yeah,
it's not me. I mean,
of course.
Early on when I was instructing, it was very much a case of this is my material, I'm delivering this, I've got to achieve this. Like, you are the least important person in the bloody room right now. As an instructor, you are there to deliver material. It's all outwards. If you are taking anything away from it, it's an extra. It's not shouldn't be the reason you're there.
Yeah.
And that was a very difficult thing for me to get my head round. I mean, the whole joke, wait, are you even good enough to have imposter syndrome, was definitely triggering in my brain.
Great.
But it's a case of, once you get over that confidence and go, no, it's not about me, it's about have I made them better.
Yeah.
And once I got my head around that little problem, I got infinitely better as an instructor.
Yeah, same. And I think it's really interesting the way you've sort of spoken then, that now you're coaching, you're doing it in a way to make them better.
Yes.
But you've also used this to make yourself better mentally and physically.
So
are you happy to talk about some of your issues and how this has helped?
Completely. So, I mean, naturally, I would say I've got like a very self-critical.
Okay.
So that leads into when I'm not doing as well, depression creeps on.
Yeah.
When I'm not doing well, I can have sleepless nights, insomnia, just going, oh, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? How am I fucking up? Why can't I get this right?
Fucking hell, I'm like that when I write a new joke.
Yeah. I mean, the amount of times I've sat there and I've got notebooks, still got notebooks when I was first doing this.
Yeah.
Writing out techniques to death, thinking, why can't I get this right? And there's loads of them. I've still got them because I treat them as a mentor of, this is how far you've come, you absolute muppet. Stop thinking arse.
Yeah.
But it's that heavy self-criticism side has led to things like imposter syndrome, depression, insomnia, being really self-critical, having to go on things like antidepressants just to function on a daily basis. So I'm going, why am I doing this? What the hell?
And I think it's really important, and I really respect that you're happy to talk about that, because especially with men don't talk about their feelings, or they haven't. And I do think it's important to talk about that.
It's one of the biggest paradigms in the room. I mean, I am usually the biggest guy in the room.
Yeah.
There's been a couple occasions where it hasn't been, and I've got 20 years of tall jokes coming at you, chucklefuck, stand by. Yeah. But it's one of the things where if the biggest guy in the room who has, he's an instructor, this is his day job, and if he can be frank and honest about his mental health, maybe I can as well. Yeah. All I'm doing is cracking the door open.
Yeah. And there's nothing to be embarrassed about. I've struggled with my mental health. I've had help. And you mentioned that you've been on antidepressants and stuff. Yeah. I was going to say great then, but it's not great.
No, it is great because I'm functioning.
But I say great. What I mean is, it's great that you're not asked about talking about it. You're happy in the fact that it's working for you, and you talking about it now is only going to encourage someone who's perhaps not talking about it to go, you know what, fuck it. I don't need to be embarrassed.
Maybe I should go and speak to a doctor.
Go and speak to someone.
I mean, this is the thing. If we had a broken arm,
can you tell I'm trying to get sponsored by some mental health fucking thing?
We're working it together. We'll get some. But if you had a broken arm, you wouldn't hesitate to go to my knee.
Exactly.
It's not a stigma.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe how you did it's a stigma. If you went around playing TIG and broke your arm, it's like, mate, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But, at the same time...
I don't know, I reckon I would break my arm playing TIG with you, mate.
Well, I mean,
I can't afford to break. I can't walk without my arm. That's
but that's the thing. It's a case.
Play tag with Ricky.
Tag.
It's about the only person I can probably outpace. I'm shit at running.
Ricky, why are you on the floor?
Get
up off the floor, Ricky.
He tagged me.
I thought we were playing stuck in the mud. Fuck off.
Like you wouldn't blink an eye about going to a doctor with a broken arm.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same way if you've got a broken brain. Like your brain's not functioning right, go get it fucking seen to, mate. Like it creates a crap load of problems. And I mean, I found this, again, early days when I'm teaching, I can be honest, I made a crap load of mistakes. Part of my job with training other instructors is to go, here's my mistakes early, don't do them. Let's get over this, because I've got a playbook of shit that went wrong, and I'm adding to it constantly, because part of learning anything is fucking it up. You make mistakes, you improve, and
of course,
but it's one of those processes which, particularly in today's society, is really hard to get your head around. I mean, I find people coming into my classes going, I want to be really good right now. You've been here 6 months, mate.
It's
I've been at this for nearly a decade, and I am still struggling.
It takes 10 years to become an overnight success.
Yeah, I mean,
it just does.
There's a martial arts equivalent one, which is, what's the difference between a black belt and a white belt? Black belt's made shitloads more mistakes than the white belt has. That is basically what it boils down to. And the same is true when it comes to mental health. I mean, people wanting to be good can be drawn from a genuine place of, hey, I just really like this thing.
Yeah.
But sometimes it can be really drawn from I'm doing shit in other areas and I really want something to give me a high.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, do you want the instant gratification you can fuck off and have some fun? Or do you want the longer drawn out, I can build you up so you can have that high consistent when you can train comfortably?
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Because this has really helped you, hasn't it? And obviously we spoke off camera, and I'm not going to go into the reasons why. I respect that, and I don't. It's not my place, and I completely respect what you are, and I'm not happy to talk about. But some things happened, and you're in a very, very dark place with some incredibly dark thoughts. And you did have some incredibly dark thoughts that you're happy to. I'd rather it come out of your mouth than mine.
No, completely. I mean, I'll be honest. There are times when I'm sat there just looking in the mirror, just going, "Do I even want to be here?"
Yeah,
like just genuinely thinking that. It's like, what am I going to do in my life?
Yeah,
what am I going to do? And I'll be honest. I've had it 3 times in my 20s. 3 key points in my 20s. I can point to it.
Yeah.
First one was very early on.
Sorry, the comedian in me now is just thinking that someone thinking that should not be around swords. Do you know what would really help us grow? Is if you could subscribe to the channel and like the videos. It'll cost you nothing, and it really helps the podcast to grow.
I mean, to be honest,
I'm so sorry.
No,
I can't help it. This shit just comes out.
I mean, I'll be honest, crack the joke, because I probably made worse.
Yeah.
I naturally have a self-deprecating sense of humour.
Yeah. For the record, we've spoken off camera, and these jokes are fine. We're not here to upset anybody.
I genuinely wanted to hear some of them.
Yeah, if I have upset anybody there, it is just jokes. Sorry.
But the biggest thing for me was like, every time I've encountered it, it's like, okay, I've got to fight through this.
Yeah.
This has hit me.
Yeah.
I'm in this shit place, but every single person, no matter how bad it is, you can make improvements. You can do something. And that can be really, just even getting to that thought alone is a fucking mountain.
Oh, massive. I've in a previous life when I was on the team, we did a lot of work with AA and NA, so Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous. And, you get some people who have just entered rehab and they're at fucking rock bottom. They're in an absolute mess. And then you go back 6 weeks later and the transformation is amazing.
I love seeing it when I've trained people, and they come in and go, I'm a little bit nervous, I'm not sure. You come back 6 months later and they're rocking around, they're laying hits in, they're sparring like a demon. You just go, that is a wonderful transformation. Yeah.
And I've done a lot of work with a charity called the RDA, which is Riding for the Disabled Association. I haven't done much with them lately, and I regret that, but I will. There's something in the works, but we'll get onto that another time. But that charity does a lot of work with disabled people, getting them into equestrian sports. And the transformation that we've seen, especially with a lot of the learning difficulties, sort of autism, Down syndrome, how they sort of come out of themselves because they can communicate with the horse better than they can communicate with people, is amazing.
I mean, I've met people. Some of them are really difficult to get on with.
Yeah, same. But I do just want to talk about, obviously you've had your dark times, and I'm sorry that I sort of went off then.
No.
This discipline, is it
martial
discipline?
Art.
Martial arts, excuse me. Sorry.
No, it's good.
The martial arts that you do, that has helped you
massively
get out of these. And talk to me about how or why.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll take the most recent one in 2020.
Please.
So
very recent.
Very recent. Yeah. I mean, in some ways I'm still battling the aftermath of that particular episode.
Of course.
I say a month before COVID hit, career collapsed. So I was working in security industry, but I took a particularly nasty incident. It was a needle stick injury defending someone else. So
sorry, you got a needle. Sorry, I started coughing then. I missed that.
Yeah, needle stick injury. So
shit.
Yes.
Wow. I've got a friend who works in the prison service had a very similar thing.
Yeah, from an individual who, without mentioning names, bipolar schizophrenic. So doesn't know Arsene from Tuesday.
Yeah.
And a known sharer. And you're going...
Addict, I assume.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you're going, I took a needle stick from this guy. My mind... fucking
mate,
bro.
You instantly think
I
HIV.
was terrified. No, I was on about 6 months of regular injections and blood checks consistently.
Yeah. My friend who had the same had to have this... he took a tablet for so many weeks to make some I don't understand, but it was something to stop if he was to stop the... While they're waiting for the test results.
I can't remember the name of the drug for the life of me. But
it's scary shit, man.
Scary. But at the same time as that, my marriage that I had was going down the pan.
Okay.
And I could tell that it was the early days, like looking back at Rich, you could just tell that wasn't working.
Mate, we've all been there with the power of hindsight.
And I mean, fair play, the split was amicable and, wish her all the best,
Yeah.
Crack on.
But it still fucking hurts, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, but that was two things, which each one on their own is a nightmare to deal with. 3 weeks later, COVID hit.
Yeah.
So I had all three of those in front of me.
So all of a sudden, you've been stabbed by a needle, you're splitting up with your missus, and then you've got to be in isolation.
Yep.
Fuck.
Yeah. That was not a fun time. Now, the thing I did was going, okay, this is shit. I'm at the lowest point I've been probably ever.
Yeah.
And I just had a moment of clarity and fuck knows where it came from. If I was a religious man, I'd probably make an argument for it, but I'm really not. So I'm going, my brain just scrambled and found the latch on somewhere. Hold on to that, don't let go, because otherwise you are going down.
Yeah.
But it was a case of, okay, so I'm at my lowest point, but I've got a clean slate.
Yeah.
It's a clean break.
Yeah.
There's no hanging over. There's no problems there. That's fine. You can move on.
So you were able to look at it as an opportunity as opposed to...
Very much so.
A negative, the end of the road.
The opportunity was clean slate. Completely clean slate. You can choose to do whatever you wish to at this point. And I really thought to myself, if I don't take this chance now to do the thing I truly love, which is martial arts, and particularly now instruction.
Had you already dabbled in martial arts before
Done
this?
It before, yeah. So like,
dabbled, not a profession?
Yeah, no, not a profession at all. Like in my 20s, I'd done things like all the jiu-jitsu route. So through university, I'd done a load of martial arts. Kept it going outside of university, things like MMA gyms, all the rest of it, but never really settled on what I wanted. I was more picking techniques and learning and just really getting my mental headspace right for training.
Okay.
And then it came to my 30s and I just went, right, okay, well, I've got this chance. I've got the prototype of it. Like I've been helping some people. It's a small group, like 10 people. Yeah. If I don't take this chance now to see what I can do with this, I'm never going to get another chance. Like, because if I get another job, it's going to take 40 hours on a week anyway, at minimum, not including travel time and all the rest of it.
Yeah, of course.
But then if that's a career path, I'm going to be focused on it. So I'm going to put more hours into it. When have I got time for this? And I just thought, fuck it, roll the dice. It felt, in the early days, it felt very much like a swan song. And a lot of people who knew me quite well at the time went, Rich, we can hear it. Yeah. You can hear this swan song singing.
Fair play.
Do you really want to make something out of this or not? And people, and as it started gaining traction, I actually started going, no, I can do this. This is working. Yeah. Oh, fuck, this is working. Yeah. Oh, fuck, now I've actually got to fix shit. Yeah. Oh, bugger, I didn't need that. That's just extra pressure.
And then it spirals again.
And then it spirals, and now it's its own business with a team of instructors and 8 locations. Oh, fuck.
Now you're responsible for the wages of however many other people, and
loads 9 billion. Going, oh, John, no, I have to do
where's them blades again?
Yeah, no, God,
sorry, bad joke.
Got loads of them. Pick one.
Yeah.
But no, it's... I mean, that's the most recent one, probably the most drastic. But, there's times when I've gone, particularly when I'm in different security industry alone, some bad nights. And we're talking, you dealt with a club and you've just gone, I've had to fight every 30 fucking minutes. Yeah. I've had to drag some arse out with 30 minutes. I'm breaking up. Yeah. Couples who are just having a tiff where it's spilled into, there's now glass. Yeah. And you're going, oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah. What am I doing with myself? Like, what am I actually doing in my life at this point? It's really got to shit when my livelihood is breaking up to drunk people who can't get their shit together. Like, you're going...
Is this worth minimum wage? Like,
no. Sorry, I'm speaking for the security. No, it isn't. Yeah. But I mean, very much later in my security industry days, I was helping manage one of the big centres, High Cross in Leicester. Okay. I was on the helping to team leader side. I remember a situation when we got an evacuation because the fire alarm's gone off for too long. We couldn't find the source of it, so everyone out. Yeah. At the same time of that, there's 2 stores being robbed because we've gone, hey, there's evacuation. Yeah. Let's nick shit. And I'm going, right, so I've got to dedicate some people to go and pin these buggers down while dragging them out. Yeah. And as just got a handle on that, lost child. Oh. So I'm dealing with all 3 at once, and I'm there going...
So you lost a child?
As in, like, no, another kid, so not lost child as in, like, lost as in dead, but as in, like, there was a child missing in the store during evacuation.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was using my codes as...
Sorry, I misread that completely.
No, completely, and probably worth clarifying, because a lot of people probably thought the same thing, so that's my bad.
There's a Patreon episode.
Oh, yeah. But no, the whole thing now is the case, as I'm dealing with 3 pretty heavy incidents, parents who are struggling, going, I want to get back inside because my kid's lost, but no, you've got to fuck off.
Yeah.
We've got to dedicate at least 6 people to dealing with 2 shoplifters, and now I've got to find this kid.
Yeah.
In a bloody department store.
Yeah.
That's not a small job, because they could be anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
So I was dealing with all those things, so I'm just going, is this worth the money I'm getting paid for? It really bloody isn't. And it's tough. Those moments are really hard, because you sit back and you go, what am I doing this for?
Yeah.
But then, as anybody who's worked security will tell you, the other 90% of the time, you're bored.
You're just doing nothing, Yeah,
you're just walking around going, what am I doing? I'm getting my steps in, just being useful and being visible.
At any time, you're thinking, the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, no, very much have been the case of that for, I'd say, most of my 20s.
Okay.
What the fuck am I actually doing in my life?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, for all it was worth, I was on like one of those like gifted kids routines, and it's just, the usual fallback, which a lot of people now joke about as millennials. It's a case of going, hey, you're the burnt out, talented, gifted kid, right? What neuroses did you end up with? Yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I play with swords now, so take from that what you will.
Yeah.
But it's one of those
That seems like a win to me.
Okay.
If
20-year-old me knew this was on the cards, he could have rode out the 20s and gone, mate, I've got this covered. I am a happy boy right now.
Fair.
Now 35-year-old looks and goes, kid, just stick in the gym because you don't want this. Just get back in the gym, mate. But the whole thing is, like, now I'm on the other side of it. And you think, great, I've got a business, now I've got a really good relationship, moved in with them, everything's going well, business is fine. Why have I still got mental health problems? Why am I still up at 2 a.m. racking my brain over the tiniest fucking detail? But no, I'm still here, mate.
Yeah.
I'm still here.
Yeah.
You just not, I think the hardest thing a lot of people get to when they talk about success markers and, achieving something. I know in my case, it's a temporary fix.
Yeah, same.
It's a very much a temporary high of, I did the thing. 2 days later, fuck.
I don't mind saying when I got back from the Paralympics, I was put on the team at the age of 14. I went to the Paralympic Games in 2008. I was 20 or 21. Came back and I was lost. I'd like everything I'd aimed for in my whole life, I'd done.
Yeah,
I'd won. I'd done it. You know what I mean? And
Where'd
it's
you
like,
go?
where the fuck do you go from there? And that did start the spiral of something of quite a dark period of my life. But I was very lucky that for me, I haven't sort of got depression as such or bipolar. It was just a bad time that I was very lucky to be able to get out. But like yourself, if these thoughts and feelings are still there, that's quite difficult.
I mean, I can probably mark on a calendar the days when I've sat up at my desk reading manuals, my manuscripts, stuff I've been writing, all lesson plans, and had the genuine thought, are you even good enough to have imposter syndrome? Genuinely had that thought crack in my head.
That is the ultimate, am I good enough to have imposter syndrome?
Yeah, and I've sat there and I've literally, I've got it on a meme that just sits on a computer now, just watching me, just going, no, you are good because I've made all these things happen.
Yeah.
And I can do more. I've got more in the tank. That's, for a lot of people, that's probably the hard bit. They know they can do something. They know they can really take that extra step.
Yeah.
But something's stopping them.
Yeah, it's having the balls, I guess, to just go, or the know-how to go, right, let's fucking
But it's not just the balls and the know-how, because particularly in this day and age, I look back in my 30s, I had a clean slate. COVID, nothing was being paid. I didn't have the overbearing of debts and finance crippling me, because that's a lot true for a lot of people. Even a car payment can be enough to tip it over the balance. I didn't have that.
Oh, the amount of people living paycheck to paycheck. Yeah.
I'd say it's increased.
Yeah, massive.
I mean, it still is for my case. I still am in that situation, despite the fact, I'm doing as well as I am.
Mate, I need this podcast to take off because I am paycheck
hopefully
to
this
paycheck.
is a good episode for you. Hopefully gets you there. But it's one of those things which, success markers, like everybody chases that success without realizing that isn't going to be the thing that magically cures depression.
Yeah, of course.
It just, if it was, fuck, we'd have built a system by now for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's one of those things where I know I live with my mental health difficulties. I know I live with them.
Yeah.
And there are times when I'm going, like, particularly when I'm teaching, people who know me will know the times when I'm feeling shit. Because I put a fucking mask on. Like, it is the happy-go-lucky, I am being extroverted as hell. On the drive back, I'm putting on the saddest music you could imagine.
Yeah.
Because I'm going, no, I need to detox from that, because that was far too much happy for how I'm feeling. But
love that.
As it is, you know, people are going there to improve their state, to improve themselves. That's why people come to train. They want to improve. That is, strip everything else away, they want to get better at a thing.
Yeah.
My job's to help that happen.
Yeah.
That is not contingent on, chaps, I'm not feeling it today. Can we just not? You know, if it was a hobby thing, that might be okay.
But
it's a job.
Yeah.
It's my career.
Yeah. And I think that's quite nice that you've been able to find something that not only helps you live with and get over your mental health, but also sort of help others.
Yeah.
And that's really nice. And I really want to carry on talking, but we are out of time for this episode. But because I'm really enjoying the chat, will you stick around and do a bit more for the Patreon?
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic. That is the episode done. Thank you very much for sticking around and watching. Where can they find you? Socials, website, anything like that?
Yeah, so if you look up Order of the Blade, so you'll find our website on there. Same thing for Facebook, Instagram, and all the usuals. We've got 8 locations throughout the country. All the details on the website. Yeah, come and find us and learn how to hit someone with swords.
Any social medias, anything like that?
Yeah, so Facebook's Order the Blade exactly the same, so that's sort of where we are.
Fantastic. We'll put all that in the description as well. If you're enjoying this, do me a favour, subscribe to the channel. You have no idea how much it helps. We're going to go across to Patreon now. So go to patreon.com/unstablepod. For the first 1,000 members, it's still just £1 a month, and that's for the lifetime of your membership. And you get extra content, early access, and we're going to work out loads of bonus extra content. We don't know quite what it is yet, but there will be stuff on there. We've got a few ideas. Rich, thanks ever so much for sticking around.
No, it's been a pleasure.
We're going to go to Patreon now. Enjoy your week. Have a good one. See you next week.
See you there, folks.